In this lesson, I want to build out our header information. So we've got already a container here, and I'm going to add in another div. So yes, again, there's quite a lot of divs here with Bootstrap, but essentially this is how we design with Bootstrap. We utilize all these different elements that contain the classes, and this gives us the ability to add that styling in as we build out our website. So I'm going to use something called a Jumbotron. And Jumbotron in Bootstrap, so once I save that, I think it's still updating there, but once I save this information, we can actually present it as a Jumbotron, and I need to add some information here. So first of all, let's add in welcome to my website. So I know when you're designing your website, you'll probably get something a little bit better than that. But so we need to also move this down, because we got to think when we're applying our head area. So maybe we can even give this the same class as a section. So we've got welcome to my website. And then also I wanted to add in some content here. So maybe a little bit of a blurb about the website. So we're going to do this, we're going to utilize a website called Dummy Text. It's blind text generator. We're going to display with the paragraph tags. I don't want to have this much. Maybe I want to have 20 paragraphs. Actually, no, we only want to have one paragraph. And maybe 75 words. Or maybe a lot less than that. So let's select that all, copy it to the clipboard, open up our editor here, and place that in there. So this will actually give us some text here. So welcome to our website, and we've got some text here to look at. And this should actually be Jumbotron, so that it actually stands out. So we see that we get this nicely presented, really nice looking text, and it's got a nice look and feel to it. And one other thing I'm going to add in, so maybe I can add in another. So after this paragraph, start another paragraph, and then here is where I'm going to add in a button. And buttons with Bootstrap, really easy to do. So it doesn't necessarily even need to be a hyperlink. We can do something. So what I'm going to do is just do learn more, and then maybe this can link over to, so the href can go to that about section again. And then, so when I save this, so let's see what this looks like. So it's just a regular hyperlink. But watch how when we can transform it into a button. And with Bootstrap, we can select the different class for buttons. So we could do primary, and you can see it's changing here on the right hand side. So warning, we've got a default, which is going to be white. So we've got a number of options to create buttons. So usually I like to use the primary one. So it automatically picks a color for us. And a little bit more about the colors in Bootstrap. Website, they have some examples here of the buttons, and I usually like to go to these button generators. So there's one really nice one here at Pluggo Labs Twitter Bootstrap button generator, and it's got all the information you need to be able to utilize Bootstrap. Bootstrap 3 button generator. We have the ability to do small, large, mini, so they've got a preview there. We can change it into a button, a link, an input. It doesn't really matter what type of element. We can apply these classes and these styles to anyone. And we've got our default options here for button colors, so the one that we looked at. Primary, there's info, there's success, warning, and all that it does is it just changes the BTN dash, and then this is where it specifies the different colors of the buttons. We've got button states that we can do. We can also do a full width button if we wanted to do. We can add in an icon. We can position it left or right, so that's the icons. So a lot of different options here with Bootstrap, and the icon is just added in as a span. Because we've added in Font Awesome, we're probably better off just picking some of the Font Awesome icons if we want to have that within our web project. So I'm just trying to find one here that might be a pretty good one. So maybe if we want to have a checkbox or something like that, so let's add that in as an icon. And we can get some information here that if we wanted to pull it icon position right or icon position left, we can see what's changing over here, that all it's doing is repositioning where it outputs it. So it's either outputting it in front or after the text. So let's go back out into our example, and now that we've got this icon, the checkbox, so we could do the same thing. We could move it in front or behind. And right now when we click it, which we're eventually going to change this to go to our modal, but for now when we click it, it's going to the About Me section. So let's try adding in some information here within these sections. So I'm going to do some H2 tags. Because this is going to be a one-page website, I don't want to overwhelm with a lot of H1 tags, and this is why I'm using H2 tags, so that I don't have a series of H1 tags, because we don't want to overutilize H1 tags, and because we're keeping everything on the same page, this is not normal practice where you start with H2. So maybe the H1 we've already got our H1 there. So we've got an H1 and we've got a bunch of H2s. So let's save that now, and now we can see when we load our web page, this one's starting at About because that hash is there, but we've got an option to go through the menu, so we can go to the different products, we can go to the home and so on. So just close that menu bar, and we can see that we're able to navigate to any one of the pages, go back to the home. And we also have the ability to have this intro here, which is a nice way to present some additional content, maybe when the first time the user's coming into the web page, and you don't really necessarily need them to see it all the time, and maybe not even the home page. So again, depending on how you want to lay out and structure your website. So in the next lesson, we're going to look at some other ways of presenting some content here within Bootstrap and really build out some of these sections. And again, a lot of it is based within HTML, and all we're doing is linking over to the classes. So we're utilizing a lot of the default classes that are available within Bootstrap.